Yeah, kid. That feeling. Wake up. All right, now we ready. What it do, people? You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. NBA, picking with Pop. Let's roll.
Yeah, great fire.
When I want a chicken, then the money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popomism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band line in the air, throwing signals. When I want a chicken, then the money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popomism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000.
1,000 in the bank account. I'm trying to get rich. Who else in the building? Trying to break the house. What it do, people? Welcome back to another edition of NBA Picking with Pop. Great, what up? Happy Saturday. Like, you know what I mean? Let's get right to it. As we said yesterday, first Friday of the year, first Saturday of the year. Yesterday was horrible. Like another horrible day. Not that we had too many of them, and not that we had too many of them in a row. But I went 0 and 1 before. I mean, 1 and whatever before. And yesterday, we went 2 and 7, and JaY went 1 and 8. Like horrible day out of the 9 games yesterday. But we ain't running from nothing. And that's how I be sometimes. Every day is another day to try to get some money. We're gonna try to do better. Let's get a quick recap, as we always do. You know what I mean? And let's get in and let's get out. Yesterday, 9 games on the slate. We won 2. We hit the Cleveland over Dallas. Dallas got 10. Kyrie ended up being out. And we hit the Los Angeles Lakers over Atlanta. LeBron, another 30-point game, and he finally passed Michael Jordan for the most 30-point games. I figure Kobe would have been up there somewhere, but every day, every time LeBron play, because he got so much longevity, he just gonna keep breaking records to where it's probably gonna be impossible for somebody. You know what I mean? Unless they in tip-top shape like him. As for the locks, not from Yonkers, we dropped Toronto, and then when we end up studying after we got off the show, I study before the show, obviously, and then obviously when it's time to put my money up, because that's my money, son, I end up switching to Atlanta. I know people that rock with the channel, the little bit that do, you probably don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. Sometimes it be like that as you go into the window or as you about to place the bet online on whatever app you on. You may change your mind, and I'm saying it is what it is. But Toronto was a bad pick. That was a lock yesterday. Houston was a bad pick. That was a lock yesterday. Houston they all right. They're gonna keep getting better under Ime Udoka, but they're not ready to rock with the big boys. And Boston is definitely the big dogs. Boston is the best team. They're one of the best teams, and when they're fully healthy, when they're fully clicking, they have what other teams. They remind me of the Golden State Warriors, like when the Golden State Warriors was the Warriors in the sense of everybody could shoot threes. And even though Draymond, he hit them sometime, you had Steph, you had Clay, you had all the role players, and they all could hit threes. And everybody can hit a three. So if you ain't guarding a three-point line, or you can't switch and, go over the picks, etc. What's up, young lady? Happy New Year's. Then you're going to get your ass spanked. The Wizards, another bad pick. And honestly, again, in hindsight, it's 2020. You say, damn, the Wizards is getting 7.5 from the New Orleans Pelicans? The worst team in the NBA, one of the worst teams in the NBA. And so when we started looking at it, it's like, yo, they're going to blow these niggas out. It was close at first until it wasn't. CJ McCollum, I believe, he dropped 50 on them, put a 50 burger on their head. And the Washington Wizards are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. That's a Dennis Green from the Minnesota Vikings quote, if you don't know. Lastly, the play of the day, we dropped the play of the day, which was the Denver Nuggets out on the road, well, at home. They're out on the road today. We'll get to that in a second. Against the San Antonio Spurs. And Wembenyama Dropped 35 on them. Joker had 41, and it was a good game. But Denver started off slow, and they don't have enough firepower either. If you ask me, Jamal Murray, Porter, you would think that they got enough. Chris Brown, I think his name is, or Christian Brown or whatever. He averaging 16, but it still don't seem like it's enough, and they don't have enough bench depth. Knicks don't have enough bench depth. Denver don't have enough bench depth. And who else I was looking at like, damn, they don't really got no bench. Once the starters come out, they done. But we had Denver to play today. So the recap is now overall, we 255, 251. We still 4 games above 500 on the locks, not from Yonkers. We 127 and we 116. So we still above 500. As far as the play of the day, we are now 11-4 because we dropped the play of the day. With that being said, first game of the night, the 6-minute mark, and I'm just going to be calling that out. So when I put the description in, people that check out the video later, they can see what where the games is at. All right, guys, we got Philadelphia 76ers out on the road at give me a second. All right, here we go. We got the Philadelphia 76ers out on the road at Brooklyn Zoo. Brooklyn getting 7.5. I ain't gonna lie, like, Philly is a hard team to handicap in the sense of, like, when Joel Embiid plays and he's healthy, he's fully engaged, he is definitely top 5 NBA player in my opinion. Definitely MVP candidate. He's unstoppable. He's an unmovable force. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can hit pull up from 3, mid range. He got it all. He just can't stay healthy. Then you got Maxey and Pete and playoff P. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Brooklyn, still getting used to life without Schroeder. Now Cam Thompson, when you look at RotoWire, which I did do intense studying today because we need to be right today. I lost yesterday. Cam Thompson is in the starting lineup. They put him on the bench at first because he was coming off the hamstring, etc. I'm going with Philly. I like Philly. I think Philly wins. I think Philly covers. When you go back and you look at the history, as I like to do, to get the feel for the teams, Philly has dominated this series, and I think they will dominate again today. Next game up, 7:30 mark. We got Minnesota Timberwolves out on the road at Detroit Pistons. Pistons, they won yesterday, but they didn't cover, and we had the Pistons too. Not that it's a lot, but we just had them to win. They already lost 2 games to Charlotte. They did end up pulling it out, but it looked a little shaky, a little nervous. I like Minnesota. I think Minnesota's the better team. I think they will come in and they will cover the 6.5, coming off that game against OKC, which we had Minnesota in that game as a lock, and that was the play of the day, and we hit. That was 2 days ago. I think after losing, they'll come and they can get a victory at Detroit. Next game, 8:16. We got the Phoenix Suns out on the road at the Pacers. Pacers giving 2.5. Devin Booker is back, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check real quick, and I know we live, so certain things I just got to check in real time because I want to be accurate. I believe it's going to be his 3rd game back. Booker played in the last game. See if it's going to be his 3rd or 2nd game back. We seen this movie already. Indiana went out on the road to Phoenix, beat them 120-111. Booker did go out in the 3rd quarter, like early in the 3rd quarter, and they won by 9. Indiana, they've been here and there, better at home, more so on the road. And y'all know I hate Phoenix Suns. I fucking hate them. I think they soft. I don't really like their makeup of the team. But I do think they get their revenge today. I think they come in. I think they beat Indiana. The public is on Indiana. I'm looking at the CBS Sports app, which I love. Don't really mean too much in the grand scheme of things, but it is something that I look at. I don't know how you handicap your games when you bet. I do certain things. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I think overall it helps more than it hurts for me. I can't really, say how you do it, but I'm just saying what I do, and then I'm giving you the information. When the public is leaning too heavy one way, normally it's good to fade them. Sometimes the public is right, but y'all know I think sports is scripted and rigged, and Vegas get on the bat line and they do shit. You know what I mean? If you don't believe that, that's fine. But we rolling with the Phoenix Suns. I think they win the game outright. I think they come into Indiana, and I think they win. Next game up, the 10-minute mark, we got my New York Knicks coming off that. I ain't speak about that in the recap, but we had the Knicks yesterday over OKC. I thought they matched up well. Turns out they didn't. They was holding it down until they wasn't. OKC is another good team. I kind of honestly see them against Boston. I would love to see that type of finals. I think both teams is deep. Both teams got superstars. And keep in mind that OKC is doing all this without home check. And, you know, some Caruso is out. So they are a deep, strong team. But anyway, to this game, New York Knicks, they put up a good fight. They put up a hard fight. Although they on the back-to-back, I think they bounced back, and I think they beat Chicago. Ironically, in November, Knicks was on the back-to-back, and they played Chicago, and they lost to Chicago 124-123 at New York. I think this is the revenge game. I'm going to roll with the Knicks. That's not a homer pick. I don't bet with the heart. That's not a homer pick. Next game, 11-minute mark. We got the Utah Jazz out on the road at Miami. Miami, Jimmy Butler suspended 7 games. Pat Riley like, zip it. We ain't trying to hear none of that. When you go back and look at the history of this game, you see Miami has dominated the series, but a lot of the games has been close. Close meaning the spread is 8.5 today. Miami has won by 7, by 9, by 8, by 5. Utah has won by like 2, 3, 4 points. Excuse me. It's the good coffee. And we about to step out into the cold. I think Miami wins. I think Utah covers. We're not going to overcomplicate it. On the road, Utah's not really a great team. 8.5 points is a lot. Vegas could be tricking me, but I'm going to go with the 8.5. I wouldn't be surprised though after the suspension because Miami is used to playing without Jimmy Butler. They have been. He's been in and out of the lineup. That should have been signs that he's not happy there. Don't got his happy, joy, and he want to get it back. In and out of the lineup. I think they have made, they have been doing well, so to speak, keeping the float. And they still got half of the season left. But we're going to go with Miami to win. We're going to go with Utah to cover. Next game, 12-21. We got the Portland Trailblazers out on the road at Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks, looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. First, they looked like they got it together, went to the in-season tournament, your wrist bling bling, my shit bling blah. They got the chip, and we talked about this when it was happening in real time, and we also flashed back to last year when the Lakers or whoever wins the chip, they put a lot of energy, a lot of effort and mental, paying attention to the details and all that. You see them stumble after winning the chip. Then they had to take off a whole week, came back, thought they was going to win some games, and they haven't looked good. In fact, they lost to Brooklyn, lost to the Bulls. Well, first they lost to the Nets, then they lost to the Bulls, then they beat the Pacers, and we had Milwaukee against the Pacers as a lock that day. And then they lost to the Brooklyn again. Now you at home, you're giving 12. I think the Bucks will win. I don't think they cover by 12. I just can't really trust Milwaukee to cover a big boy spread like that. That's pretty much you got to win by double digits the whole game or at least pull away at the end. And they are one of the oldest teams. That's why Doc Rivers made fun in the championship, which should have told y'all like it told me. Yes, for those that's just watching my show, we had Milwaukee Bucks in the chip and we won big with them, right? But when Doc Rivers like, yeah, we one of the oldest teams, we just go roll our wheelchairs in there and see what happens. That should have told y'all, definitely told me that Milwaukee Bucks was going to win. But they are still one of the oldest teams. Obviously, Portland is one of the younger teams. I think Milwaukee wins. I don't think they cover. Next game, 14-minute mark. We got the Denver Nuggets out on the road at the Spurs. We seen this movie yesterday, and 113-110. Hell of a game. I seen the highlights. I was out and about, so I didn't watch the game. I did see when Westbrook tapped Wembanyama on the head, then he tapped him back, then he smacked him on the ass, and they was having a little back and forth. Wembanyama is coming into his own. He's definitely going to be around and have something to say. When you're that tall and, like a freak of nature, it's really kind of hard to guard you. You know what I mean? Even though he is thin. With that being said, now they home, back-to-back. NBA like to do the back-to-back like it's baseball or it's the playoffs. And I think that's good because it really kind of showed teams who really, who going to take it there in the back-to-back game, like if it was the playoffs. I think Denver's the better team, like I did yesterday, and I lost. We definitely lost. We took Denver as a one pick, and we lost. I'm going back-to-back with them. I'm not making it a lock, but I'm definitely going back-to-back with them. I'm not making it the play of the day. I think they could go into the Spurs house and win by 4 or 5. I think they can. I think they'll be motivated. And if not, then we're just going to be wrong again. But I don't see the Spurs beating them back-to-back. I don't. They could, but I don't see it happening. Next game, we almost out of here. 15:40 mark. We got the Memphis Grizzlies. 15:40. We got the Memphis Grizzlies out at Golden State. And we just seen Memphis lose to Sacramento. Memphis is banged up, so they're not the whole team that they were. Ja Morant is still out. Eden, when you look at RotoWire, they're not even showing him on RotoWire. Steph Curry is out tonight. Buddy Hield was in the lineup. Who else is out? Gary Payton and Porzingis, or whatever the hell his name is. Pozinski, not Porzingis. Pozinski. Schroeder starting, Buddy Hield, Wiggins, Draymond. I think Golden State can win back-to-back games at home. Memphis is going to be good. They are a deep team, but when you look at the injury report, it's a long laundry list. So we just can't really trust them. You know what I mean? Plus, they on the back-to-back, although it just was in Sacramento, so it's a hop, skip, and a jump to get to the Warriors. But little tidbit. This is another thing how I bet too. You can bet how you want to bet, because ultimately when you go to the window, that's your money, son. And we don't play about our bread. When players is out and all players come back, like we'll talk about in the last game, it's not just a guarantee that, oh, Steph is out, so they're going to lose. Nah, Steph could be out and they'll still win. Then after he come back from injury, illness, neck, back, my calf, my hamstring, my ankles, then you think, oh, Steph is back, they're going to win. And then they lose. You see that play out often too many times when you just think a player's not a star player, a big contributing factor of the team. Oh, he's out, so they're gonna lose, and then they still win. And you be like, damn, how the fuck they still win? Bench players or certain players, you average 7, now you put up 47. You looking around like, damn, nigga dropped 47 on them. Yeah, like booking dot. Yeah. We going with the Golden State Warriors. Last game of the night. Last game of the night is at the 17-minute mark. I didn't even want to make this video that long either. But this is just for the people that's following after. So we got Atlanta Hawks out on the road at the LA Clippers. And Kawhi Leonard might be coming back today. They say he's been playing in the G League. They say he's ramping up. He's been ramping up. He going to be back. And we fuck with Kawhi. Happy New Year's. We fuck with Kawhi. Just can't stay healthy after he got the chips and all that. Defensive player of the year, defensive in the finals and all that, MVPs. Just can't really stay healthy. But when he is playing and he is healthy, I won't say top 5 no more because he's a little older now. I will definitely probably say top 12. Top 12-ish. First game back, though, even playing in the G League. Atlanta. This is another tidbit. I know I'm giving y'all a lot today, but it's just my observation. I've been gambling for a long time, right? When teams go out to LA and they play the Lakers, even though they're in 2 different buildings now, before they was in the same building. So, for instance, Atlanta lost to the Lakers. Now they playing the Clippers. When I've been watching, like no matter what team it is, they often don't lose both times to the LA teams. They'll either lose the first game, win the second game, or vice versa. And that's not a strong thing to go off. But I think Atlanta does match up well with the Clippers. I think Clippers possibly will win a close, tight game. But I think Atlanta will keep it close and they'll cover the spread. All right, let's get to the locks. But let's get to the theme music first.
When the chicken and the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, pop-a-mism. Coupon gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the bad line in the air, throwing signals. Winner, chicken dinner. All right, let's get to the locks.
Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me the winner. Chicken dinners. It's 8 games today. We're not going to be greedy. And we have stopped being greedy since we've been started doing the play of the day, which is December 19th. And again, if you just jumped into the live, we are 11-4. So we're doing pretty good. I'm mad that we lost the game. Yeah, I'm mad anytime I lose my money. I don't be happy about losing. But anyway, let's get to the locks. We're going to give out 2 locks, and we're going to give out the play of the day. The locks of the day is going with Denver back-to-back to beat the Spurs. Taking Atlanta, especially if Kawhi Leonard play. I hope he plays. I'm going with Atlanta. And the play of the day is the Minnesota Timberwolves over Detroit Pistons. I think they come in, I think they put foot to ass, and I think they get the win. That's who I'm going to bet my money on. So also for the new people that don't really rock with NBA Picking with Pop, you used to me doing trending topics, etc. We was giving out the locks. Then, like I said, on December 19th, we started to just give out the play of the day, which is the game that that's the strongest game that I feel you can win off. I feel I can win off. I'm going to bet my money on, and I give it out to you guys for free. I'm not charging. I'm not a professional or nothing like that, but I do bet every day. And I said, let me just start narrowing it down, because it's easy to just jump on here and say, I'm going to give out 4 or 5 locks, and you could choose whichever one, as opposed to me saying, you know what, this is the strongest game. This is the game I'm going to bet my money. I'm not going to tell you how much I'm betting on, but this is what I'm doing. And if you want to follow, then you can follow. If you have been following, then we 11 and we 4. So you 7 games above 500. So for instance, if you betting the band, you 7 bands up. If you betting 100, you $700 up. And hopefully we can win today. With that being said, let me know who you like. Let me know who you taking. Let me know what you think I'm bugging out at. Of course, you can leave comments. We appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But y'all know what it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV, NBA, Picking with Pop. Of course, we live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up and here one more again. Yeah, kid.